Welcome to the Founders District Canva workshop, the first for this term. And today we are going to delve into Canva, how to get it set up in your free account if you don't have a paid or pro account. And that will be guided by Julie Murphy, past district director in Founders District. And then I will be going through some design concepts. And it's all going to be very practical, hands-on stuff that hopefully you can take away and use straight away in your club or other promotional efforts. So without further ado, let's welcome our fabulous Julie Murphy.
Thank you, Simone. Today we're going to talk about branding to get us started. Because I always feel that before we jump into designing, it's really important that we understand what we're designing and why. Here's a quick look at branding. Toastmasters International has developed a brand voice, a brand look. It is really important that we uphold the brand because a brand makes a memorable impression. For example, when you go to Target, you know you're at Target. Everything looks the same. Now, every Target is going to have its own look and feel, perhaps a different layout, because each one can be slightly unique. But for the most part, you understand what you're going to get. All the things that perhaps you don't need. But it's really important that we understand the experience. And in Toastmasters, we want to provide the experience as well. The brand lets your customers know what they're going to expect. When I'm looking online and I see events, I immediately know, oh, this is a Toastmasters event. Granted, I've spent a lot of time looking at branding, but I do feel that it gives a memorable impression to people, and it also distinguishes ourselves from other online training programs and in-person programs that are out there. A brand is a representation of who we are. It's a representation of who we are as Toastmasters and how we want to be perceived. We want to be perceived as a professional organization. We want to be perceived as a group of people that are going to be supportive and provide leadership experience, help us with our communication. Therefore, it's really important that we maintain that brand consistency in everything we do. Oops. Toastmasters logos. These are the official logos that are available to download from the Toastmasters International website. When you're creating your designs, I really suggest that you download them from the Toastmasters International site. That way you know you're getting the authentic logo and it's the proper use. Yes, people have downloaded them from Google, but you don't know if they're distorted. They also may not be as high of a quality. We really want to represent the brand well, especially here in Founders District. So I do suggest that you download the original images and you can upload them to your Canva, which I know Simone will be covering as well tonight. Proper logo usage. Really important that we are looking at how to use the logo. You can add your club name to the logo, but we don't want to write over the logo. We can also add Founders District to it. These are a couple examples of proper logo usage. There's also some improper logo usage. I don't know about you, but I have scrolled Facebook many times and seen wild things. We don't want to write over the logo. We don't want to distort it in any way. We really want to take that original logo, add it to our designs, and not modify it in any way. Really important to think about. The brand is an identity, and we want to maintain that identity in everything we do. And if we start modifying it, we start losing that brand identity. So very important that we are taking a look at how we're using the logo and also making sure that we add enough white space, that we're not touching the logo with any of our designs. This is just a brief look, but as you look through the brand manual, you'll see some more details about how to make the logo pop in your design to really make the Toastmasters experience distinctive. The Toastmasters International also has some centennial resources, and these are just a few of the resources that are available. The 100-year logo, you can have a generic 100-year logo, or you can also have one that has Founders District on it. And there's also various other templates that you can use to help celebrate the centennial, since it is our centennial year. We also have a color palette that we want to follow because Toastmasters International has set this out as the proper brand profile because once again, it does speak to our brand identity. And so I did provide the hex codes for you as a cheat sheet. That way you can quickly reference them and add some of these to your Canva when you are setting it up and creating your designs. Black and white are part of the color palette, and yellow is a part of the color palette, but it should be an accent color. It shouldn't be the primary item. I usually go with the true maroon and the blue because I feel those make it pop a little bit more. If you use gray, sometimes it can become dark and dreary, or same with black. Therefore, I do recommend, my opinion, that we try to use the maroon and the blue a lot. Obviously, mixing in some white space and all that, but you really make sure that your designs are popping and are warm and inviting when we're designing. There's also a few gradients that we can use as well. The thing I love about the gradients is it gives our designs that extra pop. It gives them that extra sizzle. You can download and import them to Canva, or you can also learn how to create them yourself as well. All right, now that we've covered how, let's take a look at the proper branding. And I think a lot of times, I know when I first started, I thought, well, how am I going to make my designs unique if we're all working from the same item? As you can see, these are two different clubs with their own unique personality. You can see the Achievers, they don't have a photo of them as a club. And they've chosen to go with one of the stock photos. Meanwhile, San Clemente Toastmasters has chosen to go with a photo of the club. So I think it's really important to think about, as you are developing it, use your club's personality. And if your members are comfortable with being shown, great, because I do feel that really helps add brand identity. But it's also okay if your members say, you know what, I'm part of the witness protection program. I really don't want my face plastered all over the internet. That's perfectly okay. And Toastmasters International has great stock images that you can use and download as well. I've covered a little bit of it today, but Toastmasters does have a brand manual that you can look through and download all the images and all the details. We also have resources on the Founders District website all about public relations for you. We have a district VP Public Relations group, which we post tips and all our upcoming trainings. And another site that I love is the Tech for Toastmasters YouTube. I really feel that he does a great job explaining some of the finer details. How to create your beautiful designs. Now that we've talked about some of the rules of design, we're going to take a look at digging into Canva. You can create your own free account at Canva. And one of the things that I do regularly look at is the sizing recommendations. Canva is usually pretty spot on with the sizes, but if Canva does not have a size then you can take a look at Hootsuite, and they do have a detailed guide for you on sizing. Now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to pause and ask, does anybody have questions before we jump into Canva?
I raise my virtual hand or my physical hand?
Either. We have a small group.
All right. So my question is, um, I'm looking in my Founders District Canva account, and I thought I had designed something. So it seems to have gone missing. There's a lot of stuff I can see, but I don't see the one file that I created for Next Level Communicators, which was the image that we put together for the event that we're going to have in January, which is what is it called? The skill, forgot already. Yeah, Speechcraft, sorry. Speechcraft. So I know I created it and I had it on here. I had two different ones. One, I used an image that was almost branded, but not quite. So I made everything branded and we've been using that. And I don't know where the artwork is. I have another account on Gmail, which isn't connected to this one, but and it doesn't have the pro account features. So I looked in there and it wasn't in there. So I have no idea where.
We would have to take a look at your account specifically. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we can take a look at your account a little bit later and see if we can find it for you.
Yeah, because I love the graphics that you guys have put together for Facebook, and I think they're learning how to do that would be really helpful for me as a club VPPR. And then also learn our options on where to post it to get, a bigger bang for the buck. That's what I was looking for.
Okay. I'm going to dig into Canva and show you how to set up your color profile. And then Simone's going to walk us through starting our design. And then if we have time at the end, we can talk about some of the areas that you can post your content as well.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
I had seen the brand, the color palettes and things like that before. Okay, I'm following you.
So this is a brand new fresh Canva account that I just started. How to set up your brand profile. When I was looking at this, it's a little confusing because it seems that, well, I have to have a pro account, but you do not have to have a pro account to set up your color profiles. So I think that's one of the things to think about so I clicked on the brand kit, and then when I click on it, you'll see a lot of these little crowns, which means that you need a paid account. However, you can set up a few colors at no cost. And one of the great things is once you have them set up in your Canva account, you can just continue to quickly edit your designs and make them that color. So as you can see, I just clicked on the little circle, and then I'm going to paste in the color profile for us. And I can never remember the color profiles. I always paste them in.
So like 004165. Is that the one you're putting in, the blue one?
Yeah, I'll add the blue one next for us. But I always we can add one more. So I typically add the gray one just simply because yellow is our accent color, and white and black, as long as they're the pure white and the pure black, which are pretty easy to pull out in Canva. And therefore, that's how I usually set mine up, with the true maroon, the blue, and the gray, because I do find those are the easiest ones to use, and that way you can use them to do your backgrounds, and then you can also use them to quickly recolor your text as well. There's a quick overview of how to start your Canva account. Any questions on your brand profile before Simone starts showing the great details on how to design?
Very helpful, Julie. Thanks.
You're welcome. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to you to lead us through designing our great stuff.
Okay, thank you very much, Julie. Okay, so let me just share. All right, so before I get started with going through some design concepts and actually doing some designs with you, I want to let you know that I've posted the link for this Canva poster resource that I created, probably about 2 years or more ago. And it's quite useful. There's a lot of content in there. And there's also some information about applying for Canva for nonprofits. It seems to be a little bit hit and miss, but I've heard some people who apply but get rejected and apply again, and then they finally get it. Now, one thing I want to highlight here is this page, this link. Click to access Google Drive to download. So this Google Drive, the most important thing are the gradients. So I have created those gradients before, and I will show them to you in Canva. I've created all the gradients already, so you don't need to spend time doing that. You can just download those gradients, or here they are. You can simply click on a right click. Oh, I don't know why it's not working right now, but you can go to this Google Drive and just download those gradients and then upload them into your own Canva account. Okay, and there's a lot of other information here. You can go through that yourselves. There's even some sample designs at the back of this resource. Okay. All right, let me get out of this. Okay, now what I would like to do is talk about the first design concept. I'm going to show a few examples of different design concepts. So for example, let's talk about this particular graphic, which is actually for today's session. So Sylvia, can you tell me from a design point of view, what catches your eye?
Okay. Well, the little dots actually to the right. I don't know if but that caught my eye, and then causes me, the dots next to at the top. Look at Julie, and then more dots, and then I start kind of following that. So the dots help in getting me to move my eye, but definitely the title, and of course, then bringing me back to the description of the event. That's me.
Okay. How about Lori?
I think the layout's great, left justified. I like the highlight box with white because those sentences are then brings my eye to that because it's highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
The QR code always makes me wonder if they're going to work if it's really tiny, like in a Facebook thing. I hadn't tested that out.
Yeah, it does work.
And well, because a couple times I've tried different QRs. Sometimes they work. It could just be my iPhone or something. But yeah, like right now I see
Yeah,
I see the
sometimes,
tiny URL.
yeah, some people have made their QR codes a little bit too small in their poster. So even I have problems sometimes scanning QR codes, but that's why I tend to make my QR codes in my posters bigger, so have a better chance of being able to scan.
But I also see you put the URL, but well, your tiny URL, you put your
Yeah.
shortened URL in there. So if somebody can't make the QR code work, you still have the URL.
Yeah, I add that
Good.
sometimes. I've tended not to do that too much these days because I feel like people might not really want to be copying down a URL, a link. But I always make sure to put the link in the actual post, like in
Right.
social media. That's really important. Some people forget to do that, and then it really just makes it hard for people to register. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for that feedback. So so the things I heard, some of the elements like the dots, different kinds of dots, and then the box, the light gray box that also helps to highlight those sentences. And the other thing that I would like to mention also is balance. I hope you feel, because I feel that there's a sense of balance in all of these many different elements that are there. Nothing kind of looks out of place. And that's by design. That's really important. And part of creating a balanced feel for your design is also using your entire poster area. So the word escapes me right now. What's the canvas, right? Use the entire canvas. I've seen some designs where there's big gaping holes, blank spaces in the posters. So you don't have to just keep adding stuff, but you can make things bigger, spread things out a bit more. So maybe you can make your photos bigger or your text bigger. Large text font is always a good thing, always. Okay, so just use the entire canvas so that you can optimize the information, that people can just see it at a glance, and it looks pleasing to the eye. And of course, it is branded, except for the Canva logo. Normally, I would not want to put anybody else's logo there, but you notice that I have not put the Toastmasters logo there. And that is because I'm using somebody else's logo. So I don't want to put two competing logos, which is against the branding guidelines. So just to make it simple, and because this is all about Canva, this poster, so I decided to go with the Canva logo. Okay. Right. So that just that. Hi, Sylvia.
Oh, sorry, Simone. Yeah, the size of the QR code, I need some help on that guidance. What do you recommend? That's a pretty large size, but that fills the space. Do you recommend it be large, or what do you think?
Yeah, I think, well, this I would consider maybe a very good size. I try to make it similar to this size as much as possible. Make it as big as you can fit into your design. And if your logo looks too small, for example, it might, I've seen some logos as small as this. That's just ridiculous. But, so maybe the minimum would be something like this. Okay. And the way you can test it, you can know is big enough is actually test it out, post it in your own personal Facebook and adjust the privacy so it's only you can see it, and then get your mobile phone out and try and scan it. And if you're having to, move your phone all over different ways to get it to scan in, out, then that's just too difficult. People are not going to bother. Right? So I would say just make it as large as possible. Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. And one thing I would like to mention also, this sizing of this poster. This is a Facebook event cover size. Now this size, let me see. Yeah, it's a 1920 by 1080. Okay, so this is the original Facebook event cover size. And you can actually use this to post as an event in Facebook. That's always a good thing. You can post it as an event and then post it again just as a regular poster. And so it can fit in many different circumstances. Okay. Now with posting in Instagram, it might look a little bit small, but still, if you don't want to spend the time to resize it to an Instagram square, for example, then you can still just post it as it is. If you want to resize it, there's a resize button up here. But of course, that's for a pro account only. Okay. You can click resize, choose the sizing that you want, and then just copy and resize. Okay. Now, recently, we've been using the Meetup sizing, 1200 by 675 for our Facebook events. And I mainly do that because I'm also putting some events in Meetup. Founders District has a Meetup account. So this size here, 1920 by 1080, is too large for Meetup. So I'm trying to reduce the number of posters I need to make. And I'm just nowadays tending to go with the 1200 by 675 size. Okay. All right, let me show you something else. All right. Now here's another poster here. Okay. Now this poster is, to me, it's a lot more simple. I can tell you that you can notice here the QR code is quite big as well. I can tell you that I did not use a template for this design. I just wanted to make it simple and just let the red really pop out, And this is a gradient, one of the red gradient, graphics. And it really looks good. The gradients always look more sophisticated than just the regular block color. You can see on the right-hand side, it looks a bit darker and then goes lighter as you go to the left. This design, to me, still looks very clear and pleasing to the eye. It's not heavy in design quality, but it still does the job. Okay, so what's good about this design from my point of view is the title of the workshop is very clear. I've even used two colors here to really emphasize the key point of the workshop, club mentor role. And you can see the placing of the logo up the top left. I tend to put the logos up the top mostly, on the left, on the right. And if I'm working with a longer design, which I'll show you, I might put it in the middle. Okay, if you want to have a more centered design and you have a long, like a long poster, then you could put it in the middle. Otherwise, keep it up on the left or the right. And so you just you start with your logo, your text, your description, and you start putting in a photo. If you don't have a photo of a trainer, let me show you another one.
Where do you have the dot elements or some of your little doodads, I'm going to call them, your elements, like your arrows and your,
Right.
you have a little folder where you keep those so you could reuse them.
Well, I go to, okay, let me just open something up.
You could just go to another
you.
image and steal
Yeah.
them.
Yep. Yes, I do sometimes just copy from another one of my designs because dots, I do use dots a lot. Otherwise, I will click on this project of this page, and you can go to elements, right? You can just up the top, you can type in dots, right? And then you can see all different kinds of dots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is really, those dots are Canva elements.
They're Canva elements, yeah.
Okay.
And just note that if you see a crown next, next to,
Pro.
yeah, it means that's the paid version or the pro version. But there are so many options with free. There are lots and lots of free elements. It's just a matter of having a look. Okay, so you can just find something. There's large dots, small dots, all kinds of dots. And you can look for,
That's cool.
yeah, you can look for,
And you have 2 rows of dots, but I've seen 3 rows and 2 rows on your last thing you showed us.
right. Also, if you just spend some time, putting in different search names, like here I've got aesthetic lines, okay, and it will come up with some, something a little bit different, something a little bit more fancy,
So you can't use the colored aesthetics. You could use the black or the white because those colors are part of the palette. Is that right?
The colored, like for example, I just chose this one. A lot of them allow you to change the color. For example, this one luckily allows me to change.
What are you pointing at? Which?
Yeah, I've just let me see.
Oh, I see. I see it behind the text. You got wavy lines. Okay, I see it.
Yeah. Hang on, I've got to move that out of the way.
I've done that before.
So here, not all of them allow you to change the color. So obviously, if it doesn't allow you to change the color, then you go and choose something else. But this will allow me to change the color. So I would consider using this. Okay. So when you're looking for different elements, just have a bit of a look around. I like aesthetic lines because it something different. It's just not the run of the mill ordinary stuff. And even after I've typed aesthetic lines, you can see below there are other wavy lines, grid lines, and then okay, let's have a look at wavy lines. Okay, so the whole opens up a whole lot of extra options. Okay, so you can also type in aesthetic shapes. Aesthetic seems to be a good word type in to get some more unusual.
If you could spell it, AES.
I've typed in enough times that I'm used to it. Yeah. So you see here, there's lots of really nice, unusual looking shapes. And depending on your design, you could find something very suitable to just add a more designed. Yeah, a designed feel to your project. Okay.
I do have one more question on Dave. How did you get Dave into that stop sign, into the octagon or whatever that is, a septagon or whatever it is?
Also, what a great picture.
It is a good picture, Dave.
It's a good.
Well, I can't.
I'd vote for him for president. Oh
yeah,
no, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Well, I can't take credit for the picture. That's from Dave, but in terms of how I got it in there. Okay, so I had uploaded his picture previously. Okay,
right. You might to take Richard Peck and put him in there instead of Dave, just for the second. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So let me just, and if you want to change your picture, you can just detach image. Actually, it's a better.
Oh, you had the whole. You had a whole picture holding a plaque and everything. Wow.
Yeah. So, well, this is the only photo he had that he could send.
That's
So,
okay. Yeah, but you
yeah.
didn't have to crop it. You were able to plop it, not crop it.
Yeah. So the first thing I want to mention is that I decided to use, because my overall design is very simple. I'm not using a fancy template. So I'm thinking, what can I do to just add a bit more of a design feel? So I thought, okay, rather than having a square or a circular picture frame, right, I decided to go for this more unusual shape. And you can just find them by typing frame, photo frames. Yeah, frame or frames. And then you can see there's so many options. Okay. Now I just,
Oh, that's the shape.
yeah,
I see.
lots of options. You can just
Got
play
it.
around with those. And I just kept scrolling until I saw this one. I thought, oh yes, I like this one. So and then what I've done is I added a border around it. Okay. So you can just look up borders. Some of these frames come with a border already. Okay. So it's like, for example, this one. So I'll come back.
But it'll crop out the rest of his picture of just his headshot. If you, when
Right.
you slide it in there, you're
Right.
able to position.
Right. So let me show you what I did. So first of all, to put it in, I just hover it over. Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to show more of a headshot. So I double click on that photo while it's already in, and then I just drag out. And I just see how does it fit? Okay, that's too big. So then move it around a bit. All right. Yep, I think that's yeah. So that's
trying to do this in Canva is great. It's really easy. Wow. It's Sylvia, I'm the same way, Sam. I'm like, wow, that was easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So
well, try to do it yourself though. It'll be hard the first time or two you do it, but
yeah, just play.
That is really cool. How did you get the frame? How did you get the that frame around it? There's a frame that matched that. Yeah, well, that the yellow.
Yeah, I think I looked up border. No, hang on.
But you found one that had the six sides.
Yeah.
Like the wow. Yeah. How would you even? That is a lot of searching.
Oops. Oh, hang on. Border.
And I'm also impressed that your hand, your cursor, you changed to that hand. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll have to see what show element. No. Okay. Yeah, I'll come back to that a little bit later. But I just looked around.
These are the tricks that I wanted to watch you do. This is great because trying to figure that out by yourself is tough. But
and even like sometimes with I want to put a background, not necessarily doesn't necessarily have to be the frame like this yellow frame. You could even put a solid shape there and then just put your photo frame on top. Okay, let me just.
Well, in Photoshop, you'd be able to take that image of just his head and then put a border on that little image in yellow and make it a certain width wide. And that's what I thought you did, but I see now you did something different.
Yeah.
That's 8-sided. You need a 6-sided.
Yeah.
There you go. That one.
So just for example,
you just make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I could just make it a little bit bigger, and then see how the photo now is behind.
Yeah.
Click the 3 dots. Okay, go to layer.
Put in front.
Yeah, bring to front, and there you go. Right.
See, now that's the other way of doing it, Sylvia.
That's right. So this could be easier. I use this sometimes as well.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Was great.
Yeah, that can be quicker actually than searching and searching for exactly the
because
right
it's not always the right shape.
Yeah.
Even though it has 6 sides, it may not be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. Now so don't forget you can use your undo button, if you
mess it up.
Accidentally mess something up. Okay, so let me move. Now, what I want to say here is that going back to my original, wait for it to load, my original design that I showed you, I originally had a template. Okay, so this template, this poster I'm using is so old. I did that more than 2 years ago. But what I originally did was I went to design. Okay, and I just looked, scrolled down. You know, you have to be a bit patient. Just look through, see what you think would be suitable. You know, you don't have to use the exact design. I very often just take something I think I like the layout. I like some of the elements. Maybe there are some elements I haven't used before. So, okay, I'm going to choose this design, and then I'll just modify it, you know. And that's exactly what I did with this VPPR Learning Lab poster. Okay. So
but these on the left look a lot more image centric than the graphics that I'm looking at on yours. So
a lot of times when I'm looking for templates, I type in webinar because I find that it will give me some shapes that I can work with to be able to create an event poster. So that's one of the keywords that I personally look for.
So now how do you know that it's a Facebook size? Do you then have to resize it?
Yeah, you can.
When you start at the beginning.
Yeah, you can choose the size you want at the beginning. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then when you see these styles on the left, it will match your template size.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Julie. Okay. So for example, I see this one. This caught my eye. Now you might think, whoa, that's totally inappropriate for, you know, that's a football poster, right? But what has caught my eye is, we can get rid of this, put this aside. I like these vertical lines here, right? That could really be very striking, okay? And so, and if I have one speaker and I have a suitable, you know, more of a full length shot or even a upper torso shot, depends on the speaker's photo. Maybe I could even put that photo here. That would be something, okay? But it's not easy to get that kind of photo. So even if I didn't—
Plus the crop photo, don't you have to crop out from a headshot, like Dave's headshot, to crop his whole body out? Is there a way to do that?
Well, you can, let me see. Dave.
I think she means take the background out, right? Is that what she means, Laurie? Yeah.
Yeah. When you had Dave and you had his whole body or a lot more of his body, if you wanted to put that, I mean, you know, if you were able to crop around, is Canva able to do that for you, to just pull out the body of the person and not his background? Like take the flag, you're going to take the flag out or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. So what you can do is you can, first of all, I would remove the background. But this is only in Pro though. Okay. So background. Yeah. If you want to go super fancy, of course.
There you go. The BG remover.
Yeah, of course, you'll need to.
Wow. See, that's all I wanted to know. All you had to do is hit BG remover.
Yeah.
Who knew? Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm surprised and pleased to see that just simply by hitting background remover,
that's amazing.
Removed everything, right?
Did.
But in case it doesn't, you can still just drag, and this is you're cropping basically. This is cropping.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So, you know, let's see if we
That's cool.
Make him as good.
Yeah.
Well, that looks pretty.
And then you could change the colors, the blue, and then maybe use the yellow, the yellow highlighter behind him or something. Yeah.
Exactly. So we can try yellow, or we can try red. Let me see. Okay. go with red. Now, if you look down here, down the bottom left side, it will say change all. Okay.
Oh, all the
Right.
stripes,
But-
it'll know that.
Yeah, let me
Okay.
do it again. So if I
Oh,
want
you have to highlight them all.
Yeah.
No?
let's see. I'm going to change this to red. So in theory, it should change all of my orange to red.
Oh, so it's going to change.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't change match day though.
No, but it changed my other two lines, and I didn't have to highlight
Yep.
them.
Yep. That was.
Yeah, so there's something. And
It doesn't change the match day because that is either a photo or because
Yeah.
it's
A
text.
different color.
So
Yeah.
it does your elements and your text are two separate.
Okay. Gotcha.
yeah, thanks, Julie. Okay, so now I think we could, of course, we have to change the fonts. Okay, let me see. So fonts, that's the other thing, very important is you need to, I tend to just stick with Montserrat for everything. Oops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like Verdana and Arial, but everybody's got their thing. But as long as they're the
Yeah, Arial's okay. Arial's okay. So let's see. We'll just type workshop. Okay, workshop.
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 Oh, there you go.
Okay.
But
and
that
the
looks
color-
or that's still the orange, right? Not the red.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll just
Yellow.
go through. So this would
It's
be
the
the
typeset,
process
yeah.
of just
Yeah.
modifying, customizing it to what you want. And of course, remove some of that text, change all the fonts, and you add your QR code. So let's see if I definitely have some QR codes here. Okay.
This does help us not struggle with the thirds, everything in thirds, right? Because they've
Yeah.
kind of already done that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
That's right. That's the good thing about using a template. I do suggest using a template, just modifying like what we're doing here. When you start, it certainly helped me when I was starting out. Now I feel more confident just putting my own designs together. Some of my designs are more complicated, some are more simple, but I went through that learning curve. I still go
Right.
back to I still like to go back and look at different templates, and like Julie says, she likes to type in webinar. I like to type in conference, meetings, training, guest speaker. You can just type in all kinds of words related to your event. I've even typed in stand-up before, and they'll show me a really nice stage background, like stand-up comedy. So you can just play around with that, and you find something that you're comfortable with and you like, then just go with it, and you can always change things.
Just really quickly, where did you get the BG delete background? Where was that?
Okay, so you click on the photo and then
Yeah.
edit, and there it is. Here,
Oh, okay.
right at the top.
Magic Studio. Okay,
Yeah.
that is cool.
Yeah, so edit, click on the photo, edit, and then you'll see that.
That is cool.
Yeah.
And the Magic Grab was another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, and then just you move your text around.
Sure.
Obviously, you need to customize all that. But don't be surprised if you see this design, or at least with some of these design elements in an upcoming Founders District poster. When you see it, you'll say, I know where that came from.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get design ideas from looking through these.
Do they have icons for all the social media icons? Like if you wanted to put, like at the bottom there, they've got a couple icons. I don't know what they are. I can't see exactly, but like, let's say you wanted a Facebook and LinkedIn icon and put links behind them.
In elements, yeah.
The one thing to keep in mind is that for photos, links don't actually work. They only work with PDF.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You're right.
Yeah. So if you want to look for icons just in the elements section, just type in whatever you want. So here I'll
Okay.
type in Facebook icon. You could type in LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever you
All right,
want.
got it.
Or, you know, you might want a
Canva's got all
venue.
this stuff loaded.
You might want a venue icon, right? So there's venue icons, date icons. It's quite often used in a
Or
poster.
phone,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
Calendar. Yeah.
that's right. So, you know, this, yeah, you can just modify this. Now, let me show you about changing the background. If you want to just change it to a standard branded color background, let's go with this. This is the standard blue, the 004165. Okay. Okay, we have to remove the
gradient.
yeah, that they've already got
Yeah.
there. So, okay, oops. Yeah, actually, I just click on the background, the white, click on the color here, and then there you go. So this is the block color. That doesn't look too bad, but you know, I, for some reason, really enjoy using gradients. So I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go further down where I've uploaded the gradient PNG files into the graphics section of this account. So if you go further down, there they are. Okay, I created these and I uploaded them. So you can take those from the Google Drive that I mentioned. So I can choose from, you know, all
Wouldn't I have them too if I'm in the Founders District Canva Pro
go
account?
to brand. Yeah, go to brand.
I should be able to see it.
Yeah,
Lori,
go to
you
brand.
need to upload them
then,
to your account.
Okay.
Yeah, go to brand and graphics. So you can upload it into your own as well. All right, so here, so I've clicked on that gradient, and now it's on my poster. So now I want to make that the background, and I don't need to manually drag it. All I need to do is click the three dots and go below set image as background.
Oh.
There you go. Doesn't that
Nice.
Good. Yeah.
And you can choose the different gradients, you know, going
Wow.
from light to dark, from left to right, right to left, up to down, up, down, down, up, you know, all the different directions. So they all look good. Just seems to pop more. Borrowing the word of the day from Julie, pop.
Word of the day.
Yeah. So, you know, this is a very easy way of step-by-step customizing a design template that you might have liked, okay? And like I said, you know, you don't have to use the whole template. Sometimes I mix and match. So what I'll do is just say I've got this template already and I'm already working with it. But I'm thinking, oh, what else could I do? What else could I add? Maybe I don't want these, you know, X's here, so I'll get rid of that. Maybe I'll be looking for another element. Maybe not. What I'll do is I'll click on right up the top here, add new page. And then I can go shopping for another element. Okay. So here, look for, let's just say, no, conference. Okay. All right. So I'm looking for anything that might look interesting that I could add. Okay. Let me just find something very quickly just to demonstrate. Let's see. All right. Okay. So I've just clicked on a design. I might have liked the look of certain elements in that design, but I maybe don't want to use that whole template. Okay, so what you do is like I did, I clicked add page. That way it won't interfere with your, you know, in progress design. Okay.
I like that. Yes.
And then what you can do is then, you know, click on the element you like, copy. So I've just gone Control-C, copy. And then I click onto my design and then paste. And there we go. right? Now, I'm not going to use this, just doing it for demonstration purposes only. But here, that's orange, so I would change that to, change that to yellow, okay, a branded yellow color. Okay, so that's an example of what you can do. Some design templates have lots of different elements, so just play around with it. This element's quite good. I might move that up here. I think that could be good. Oh, let's say I'm sick of using dots all the time. Okay, I'm going to use some lines instead. Okay, so hopefully you get the drift. Just play around with it, mix and match, whatever you like to do, and that's basically how you can really utilize these templates. Keep in mind the design features about balance. Also, where would you put your logo? Okay, just realize we haven't added a logo yet. So you can load your logos in as well. So let's just say I use this logo. Now I need to remove the background because the logo has a white background. Okay, so let's see where we're going to put this logo.
Good question.
Yeah. So because we've gone with this, the vertical lines, I will probably maybe put it here. This would be my Founders District. Okay, and see if I can make that a bit bigger. Okay, it's already on bold. Make that Founders District, change all to Founders District. Change all to Montserrat. Okay, so when you place your logo, just make sure that, of course, it's on a branded color, which it is now, and also the spacing around the logo is very important. Okay, so with this logo, not sure, but with your standard, let's pick out a standard logo. Okay, let's just pick this one. The standard size spacing requirement or guideline for the spacing around the logo is the height of, see the word mark in the middle of this logo image, Toastmasters International. So the height of that word mark is the width of the space all around the logo. That's the brand manual guideline. Okay, I have never actually tried to measure it, but I do it by eye. So roughly looks right, then should be all right. Okay, at least we're not putting it right up in the corner or even cutting it off or, putting it on top of something else that's going to distract from the branding. So put it in its rightful place.
So if you moved it to the top right, you'd have to remove that reddish color, whatever that is over there on the top right.
That's right.
You just move that away and you can put the brand over there and move Founders District down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Now it says Founders District on the logo, but somebody's probably not going to see that.
Yeah. So I really want to, like in this case, if I was doing a workshop poster for Dave Clark, I would definitely put Founders District in big letters, try and highlight. Okay. Yeah. So I tend to, not always, I do tend to put the logo on the left. That's only my personal preference. I just feel like, for me, I like it better. But you do it whatever way you like. As long as it's, following branding guidelines, then it's fine. So we can move this up a bit. Okay, so we can put the name of the workshop there, and go from there.
But audit committee workshop.
Oh yeah, All right.
Yeah,
So
and I think the great thing about Canva is it's easy to just drag your items around and move
yeah,
them around
yeah,
and tell you like where they're at and the size. And you can always
Yeah.
hit your undo and there's been times that I've been working on a design and I'm halfway through it and I say, "Ah, I don't like this," and so I just trash it and I start over. But the great thing about Canva is it really gives you that flexibility.
yeah,
That
for
was an
sure.
interesting design.
Yeah. So here, see, I'm going to show you a longer poster design. This is a design I did for a local club, university club. And I did this on my phone in about 10 minutes.
Wow,
Yeah,
amazing.
I was not at home. I didn't have my laptop with me. And I felt like I needed to just take advantage of the timing of the day and just post something into that line group, into that message group. So I just thought, let me just play around with it. And these photos are students locally here where I live. And this is from a meeting yesterday. And I wanted to help them promote a special event. And so what I did
Where did
was
you
this
get
is,
that template? Is that a template you just found while you were
yeah,
looking?
yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. That's a
Yeah,
great template.
really is. I was so pleased with it, honestly. I was doing it on my phone, so I definitely needed to use a template. Okay.
Can't believe you did that on your phone.
Yeah, it only took me 10 minutes too, because I had all the photos in my phone as well, you know. So you can see here on the left side, can you see that? What I'm,
Yes,
that
I
is the template
do.
I used, right?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So let me just click add page, and then I can get that template. Yeah, add as a new page. Yeah. Yeah, if you compare the template to what I actually ended up with, is very similar, right? I did not.
Well, in 10 minutes, you didn't have, you got it all done. That's just so amazing.
Yeah. And you know what? I found that template almost immediately. And as soon as I saw it, excuse me, I knew that was the right one, because I was looking for something that looked a little bit different, a strong design feel that allowed me to add some little pictures. And so that was perfect. I wanted the members to see themselves in this poster. So this was perfect.
It was amazing. Yeah, it is perfect.
Yeah. There's a lot of information there, but
But you have a really good eye for the color and the layout and making things pop. Word
yeah,
of the
well,
day.
practice. I would say anybody can do it. It's just, practice. And, looking at, I always notice what other people are posting on Facebook, like in the Toastmasters community, even outside of the Toastmasters community. I'm always noticing, hey, that looks cool, or that looks really nice, So I've just built up this design feel, sense, if you like, over time, because I really do keep a lookout on that kind of stuff.
How long have you been using Canva?
Maybe just 3 or so years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was using Canva already before I joined the PR team originally. Yeah, so, but once I started using it, I did a lot. I started helping my other local clubs with posters. Yeah, just kept creating lots of opportunities for myself to practice. Yeah. So, and you can see there's quite a lot of information on this poster, but it doesn't look too crowded. Like,
So a table topic marathon. Where did this group of kids come from? Have they done table topics before?
it's a new club that I've chartered locally. I'm actually at the university campus right now. They've booked a room for me so I can do this session here today, because right after this session, I've got a meeting with some of the club officers, and you know, they have limited number of meeting dates. It's all needs to fit into their semester, and yeah, just, you know, we've had 4 meetings so far. They're really into it, so we decided to.
So you chartered, the club chartered?
Yeah, yeah. It paperwork and payments sent in, just waiting for, you know, official.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is really great, and it's college. We did have a club at UCI. I mean, sorry, Chapman University, and it eventually folded. But you know, it was always fun to go to the meetings, help them out. That was great. That's one of my favorite graphics to do.
Yeah, I like that too.
This looks familiar.
Now this one, I'm VPPR for this club it's a New York club, hybrid club. And I try to, the person who used to do all the posters had a very, you know, specific style for the posters. And I didn't want to stray too far away from that. So I kind of made this a little bit traditional looking, but, you know, so we have the guest speaker here. We have, you know, the champion here. So there's a mix of text and photos, and you know, a little splash of a red here. Now, at first, I had this red element here. I had it on the other side as well, but of course, you know, turned around. So it was like pointing in from both sides. But because I needed to make the guest speaker graphic larger, so I didn't have room for that other red element on the left side. So I took it out, and I thought it looks naked without this red shape.
Oh.
So what I thought, I just kept looking at it, and I thought, oh, I could add it next to this smaller photo, and in some way, roughly, it kind of balances out, you know.
It just happens the text aligned with that too.
Right.
On the right side. Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. So this is a simpler design. I didn't use a template, but again, you notice because I didn't use a template, I went for a more unusual shaped picture frame, right? So I feel that if I used a square or circle picture frame, it would still look fine, but it just would have less of a design feel, in my own opinion, you know. And even the banner at the top and at the bottom, I've used the gradient just to make it look a little bit nicer.
You also put a yellow line underneath the top
right.
box that highlights it.
Yeah, and you know, this yellow, it ties in with the frame of the pictures. So that's a very good point. Look at where you can tie different things together so that it looks like it's meant to be there, you know. It just makes the whole design look more, I don't know, what's the word for that? More complete. Yeah. Okay, so this is a, you know, full size, where I live, it's A4. For you, it's letter size, you know, a portrait poster. So this would be suitable for printing as well. But it can also be posted in social media. Okay, one more.
So Canva lets you save in a poster in like 300 DPI or some for printing, because printing is different than graphic. I mean, web.
Yeah, so it just, for example, if I want to print this one, then I still go with, hold on. Got so many of these Zoom windows, I've got to move out the way. So here, I would go with PDF print. There's an option called PDF print.
Okay.
Yeah. And then when I print that out, this particular poster has actually been printed, and I selected the PDF print, and it really looks good. So it's a good thing. So here,
what kind of paper did you use, Simone? I'm sorry. Was it just?
I think it was like we printed it on
gloss of some kind.
Yeah, I think it was 120, what do you call it? Pound paper.
Pound.
Yeah.
Pound.
Oh, heavy paper. Okay.
Yeah.
That's heavier, right? Than
It's
usual.
heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think normal is 80, right? And I went with a little bit heavier.
Glossy. Usually it's like a glossy paper.
Yeah, it was glossy too. So this is another example.
The handout for Smedley Chapter 1 in Canva, and it looked great when it was printed. And Lori just took it to copy group and told them, hey, I want this printed on heavy paper. And as always, Dave did it an excellent job.
Dave's been my hero for 15 years.
I keep him well stocked.
Amazing.
But so that it does do great as well.
Awesome.
I've never tried to do a billboard with it. That might be a little bit outside. I've heard this a little bit outside of Canva, but for your flyers, for your social media posters, all that, Canva does an excellent job. It's really flexible, which is the thing that I like.
It's totally impressive. And watching Simone masterly make things happen, clickety click click click, it's amazing. That's what I wanted to see, was those just how you moved and resized and cropped and all that. That's really powerful.
Yeah. So this is an example of actually this is our Speechcraft, my local club's Speechcraft poster, and let's see if I can make it smaller. So you can see. I've used a standard TI stock image. I actually chose this photo because the local demographic is Asian, and I chose her because she kind of looks a bit Asian, so it will look more relatable. So you take into account these kind of considerations, and up the top I've got the Speechcraft Toastmasters word mark there, and here
this would be a poster or a flyer.
Print out
printed, also, a printed thing.
Also we use this exact same graphic for our Facebook as well.
So isn't it too busy for Facebook for the size on, like you're looking on your phone? It's pretty busy. Would it look good on your phone?
Yeah, it still look good. And I think having the very clear, word mark and the photo at the top helps. And here, let me just double check that this is the right. Oh, it's not. It should be 70.
I see you're putting more color in it, so it blocks out the background.
There's a guideline, 70%. Actually, it should be on white background as well. But anyway, this is quite an old poster that we've just reused and reused and reused. And where you can see down the bottom here, we've there's quite a lot of information, but we've tried to center things and balance things. So, this is just continuing the design concepts, focus, how to lay the information and the different elements out so that it's pleasing to the eye and people can still pick up on the information. And then once you have a poster, you can just modify the coloring so that, you can modify the coloring. There's another version, So we've gotten quite a few different versions out of this particular template. All right, so the timing now is 8:15, and our workshop time goes till 8:30, but we can finish earlier. Depends on if you have any questions. Here's a certificate that I put together recently.
So these examples that you have are only in your account, not visible to any of us, right?
Right now, right now I'm showing you stuff from my own account, but
Right.
earlier I was showing you examples from the Founders District account.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm screenshotting these.
Okay. Well, if you go through the Founders District Facebook page or group, you'll see, all these designs as well.
Can you bring back up that one that you just did on your phone in 10 minutes? I want to screenshot that.
Oh,
just
okay. Yep. Oh, this one.
That just blew me away that you did it that fast.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm waiting to capture now. Okay.
It's amazing how flexible Canva is to be
Mhm.
able to design on the go.
Yeah.
I mean, on your phone?
Yeah.
I just can't believe it.
Yeah. Well, I've designed quite a few things on my phone on Canva. So you get used to it. Like it's a little bit fiddly sometimes if you have tiny little text boxes. But it's also just a matter of practice. And then you get used to it and then it just becomes a normal thing, So if somebody says to me, oh, I need a poster really quickly, I'll say, okay, no worries. Get my phone out. I'll do it for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
that's great. I love that certificate with Ralph and 100 years.
Yeah, the background with the
Yeah.
star, I
Yeah.
guess that's the official
Did you
background.
put the stars in or?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, I did. I was just about to
you
show
did
you.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. See? I put the
Oh, yeah.
stars in.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let me do it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love the presentation today. Thanks, guys, for that. Thank you, Julie.
Yeah, that's really what I wanted was to ask
Really good.
questions like, how'd you do that? How'd you do that?
Yeah.
That was
Mhm.
really helpful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, the branding I'm familiar with. I'm not as familiar as you are, but it was using Canva and all the little tips and tricks.
Mhm.
Well, there's Patricia. How are you
Yeah,
today,
hi,
Patricia?
Patricia.
Hey, yes,
Good to see you.
I've been learning from behind, really happy. I do have a quick question, though, Simone,
Mhm.
regarding these certificates. Can we come up with our own design as long as it's brand compliant?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just
And-
want to make sure.
There are so many fabulous templates. And even with certificates, I will mix and match different elements from different templates, like, yeah, I like this template, but I just want it to be even more fancy. Then I'll just keep scrolling down to look at other templates, and I will just pick out certain elements from that and add it into my design. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The same goes with the virtual background as well.
Yeah,
Everything.
yeah, that's right. That's right. And
Yeah.
just want to note that if you haven't already copied the Canva template share link that I put into the chat box, or maybe I'll just copy that again in case you
Thank you.
joined a little bit later. So what you do with this link is firstly open up your own Canva account and then click this link, and then it should open up in your Canva account and then save a copy. Okay. And then by doing save a copy, it becomes yours and you can edit or whatever. And like I mentioned, go to the Google Drive. There's a page with the gradients and the Google Drive link, and then you can download the gradient PNG files. Yeah. Those definitely, the gradients are the best. I love those. Yeah. Okay. Do we have
the
any
presentation too? So you have the cheat sheet to the color codes, a quick look at the logos and where you can go to download them to add them to your Canva account.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Julie has already posted that, so you can download that as well. Do we have any more questions for Julie or myself?
Oh, probably a million, but we'll just hold it right now. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
It's amazing to watch a master. I mean, really, you've mastered this Canva. You've really become so good at it. You're able to whip it out in 10 minutes. That just what? You blew me away with that. Just get the photos from your phone and then you put them into the Canva and then you crop it out,
Yeah.
Sure.
I
Hours
really
worth of work.
enjoy it,
Right.
so
Yeah,
I think when you enjoy something, it comes easier too.
Absolutely.
true.
All right then. So Julie, any final words before we close up this session?
Thanks to everybody for coming. We look forward to all the designs that you have forthcoming. And if you have any questions, of course, reach out to us and we would love to chat with you and help you level up your skill set in Canva and help your clubs have content that pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, make everything pop. That'll,
As Lori said, word of the day, pop.
Yeah.
yay. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. I will be closing the room now. Thank you.
Okay, bye all.
Bye.